became a Christian at a really early age, and since then I lived basically two different lives, who I was with my family and who I was with my friends. With my family, I was a good little Christian boy who did what I was told, and at school I probably would have been voted least likely to be a Christian if that were a genre in the yearbooks. When I got to middle school, I became addicted to pornography. Not a day went by that I didn't watch porn or act on it at least one time that day. And that continued on until high school, when I started acting on it and chasing down any girl that would do physical things with me. My brother also struggled with the same thing. He called me up one day and said, "Hey man, how are you doing with lust, pornography, sexual sin?" And I said, "Everything's cool, dude. Everything's fine. Why? What's going on?" And he said, "Hey, I just watched porn. I fell asleep, and I had a dream that you and me were in the basement, and it was on fire." And I said, "Hey, man, we got to get out of here. Let's go." And you said, "Hey, everything's cool. No, everything's fine. There's no reason to leave." And it was almost word for word what I told him on the phone. As I got older and older and spent less and less time with my family and church, I spent less of my time as a Christian. I became super involved in sports, especially wrestling and football, and that really took away from any extra time, any time I spent with God. And instead of talking about God and being a light to my teammates, I was probably one of the worst ones on the team, talking about sex, girls, just terrible things in general. And I was one of the worst people among my friends. I knew what I was supposed to be doing, and I would continually do the opposite. I felt that I couldn't stop. My relationship with my parents became strained. I felt like I was lying to them all the time because I felt like they didn't even really know the true me, who I was and who I was acting like on a daily basis. One day my dog ran upstairs and started digging in my closet and just unearthing tons of stuff, blankets and trash, and old box of condoms came flying out. And my dad found it, and he did his best to keep it from my mom, but that really strained our relationship. I hid my actions from my family, and I hid my beliefs from my friends, and I just felt the need to lie.
I'm Parker Sedekase. I'm a wrestler here at NIU. And I no longer have to hide my actions. I no longer have to hide what I've done. And I no longer have to hide who I am because of what Jesus Christ did on the cross. I'm free from sexual addiction. I'm free from pornography. I'm free from the lies. I'm free from the guilt. And I'm free to live as the man God made me to be. I'm free because Jesus Christ came to the earth. He died on the cross for my sins and for everyone's sins. He died to give us eternal salvation. Not that we deserve it, because we don't, but it's a gift from God. He broke my chains and He set me free. And I can be a positive influence to people on my team like I've always wanted to. And if you confess that Jesus is your Savior and you turn and follow Him, then you can be changed too, and you can be saved. I used to lie to my family, I used to lie to my friends about who I really was, but now I'm free to live the life that God called me to live.